मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। रत्नाकराद्धौतपदां हिमालयकिरीटिनीं ब्रह्मराजर्षिरत्नाढ्यां वन्दे भारतमातरं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। Namaste, welcome everyone to this unique course called The Stories from the Upanishads, Lessons for a Meaningful Life. We have already completed 11 stories from various Upanishads. Today, we are into the 12th story. It's one of the very beautiful, a kind of Puranic story, but with a great learning message. So, hope you all remember the first session where the Prajapati Brahma came and went to three different lokas, the Svargaloka, the Bhuloka and the Patal Loka, and instructed the three beings, the Devatas, Manavas and the Asuras, with the message, the common message, the, signifying Dhamma, Danam and Daya. And when all these things were instructed by Prajapati, many people followed it and many of course didn't follow it. But Prajapati Brahma, being the creator, he also has the responsibility to instruct the students, instruct the people towards the nobility as well as towards the reality. With that intention in mind, he had whoever is qualified, whoever is already following the dharma, they should be given with an aspect of Atma Jnanam. So what he did? He did a great marketing strategy, a big media advertisement which sounded across all the worlds with few words. What were those and what is it about? It was about the nature of Atma, the nature of the self. Many a times in the previous sessions where we were discussing about the Atma, we were thinking, what is this Atma? Here, Prajapati Brahma is defining Atma with 7 qualities. 7 qualities. He says, Atma is apahata papma, meaning which is free from both punya and papam. Atma is vijara. Vijara means free from old age. Atma is vimrutyuhu, meaning free from death or decay. Atma is vishoka, free from all kinds of sorrow and grief. Atma is vijigatsa pipasa, free from hunger and thirst. Atma is satya sankalpa, meaning the wish fulfilling tree. And Atma is satyakama, which has its existence on the reality, that is the truth. Okay, so what? So what? When this advertisement was published or announced to all the three worlds, he ended with a saying that one who has known this Atma by knowing as oneself, he will never be defeated in the three worlds and he will rule over the three worlds. And not just that, one's responsibility is to seek and know this Atma as one's own. And the advertisement was over, just like our commercial TV advertisements. And this was heard by all the beings across the globe, across the universe. And it was heard by the Devas. And all Devas made a round table conference and they thought, winning over the three worlds, we need to. Because we have to establish dharma and we have to make the whole world a flourishing one. So we need to protect this world. So we should know how we have to win over all the three worlds all the time. So we have to do it. But we all cannot go for the teaching. If we all go, who will take care of the whole world now? So we need to select a representative. And who that representative was? The best of the Devatas. The king of the Devatas. Who was having a better intellect, better instrument, better strength compared to anyone. And it is none other than the Devaraja, Indra Deva. They chose Indra Deva and told, Indra, you have to go to Prajapati Brahma, learn this teaching about Atma and come and teach us so that we will be victorious in ever after. And Indra told, that's a great privilege to learn from Prajapati Brahma, so I will go. The same message was not just given to Svargaloka, it was even given to Asura Loka. So Asura Loka people also heard it. The Rakshasas, the Asuras, they felt This is the right opportunity. Why? If we know this Atman, we can win over all the three worlds. So that's a great news. Without even fighting, we can win over all three worlds. That's a great thing. So we have to select a representative. A best of the Asura should go there. And who it was? Just like the Devatas chose the Devaraja, Asuras selected the Asuradhipati, and his name was Virochana. Virochana was the king of Asuras. So he chose him, and everyone chose him and told the same thing. You have to go to Prajapati Brahma, know this Atma, learn how to teach it, and come back and teach us so that we will also know Atma and we will be victorious. We'll be victorious. It was given to the Manavas, but Manavas probably were so busy, even they didn't even think of attending classes. Not like you people, because you people are attending classes, but there are many people, lakhs and crores of people. When we tell you have to attend class, they say no, we are very busy. We can't manage time, and we don't have time for all this Vedanta. The same thing probably happened with the Manavas at that time. They didn't even give importance to this aspect of Atma Jnanam, and they kept quiet. But Indradeva and Virochana, they are marching towards the Brahmaloka where Prajapati Brahma is staying. In the mid path, where there is a conjunction, they both meet. But they are all, from birth, they are rivals. They are enemies. They don't even see face to face with a love feeling. But now they both know what is their goal: to go and learn. So they didn't speak to the other person, and they didn't even ask why the other person is going, where the other person is going. They just kept quiet because they want to keep that objective secret so that we can win over them also, because they are the rivals generally. So they just march towards it, and finally they both go to Brahmaloka, and they both reach Brahmaloka, stand in front of the Prajapati Brahma, and Prajapati Brahma looks at them, and both of them immediately said, "We want to talk to you. We want to talk to you." Both of them. Then each other looked their faces. Oh, this person also has come to talk to Prajapati Brahma. Has he also come for the same purpose for which I have come? But Prajapati Brahma was very busy. He told, "Okay, let's talk about all those things. But I'm quite busy now. Stay here for some time. Let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen." Okay, they both accepted and they both stayed. And they know the rules of approaching a guru, and when they go to a guru's place, how they should behave. It is like a Gurukula. They have reached Gurukula. Now they have left all their kingdoms, all their palaces, all relatives, all possessions, everything they have left. They have left even their ornaments. They have opted simple living, high thinking. And when they have arrived here, they know for whatever time they stay here, it should be a life of brahmacharya or like a sannyasa. So they dedicated their life for tapasya, austerities, disciplines, celibacy, which is very important. And moreover, it is about introspection on whatever they have learned and they are practicing it. So like this, they both have started. They have started doing Guru Seva. They have started working for the welfare of the Brahmaloka, and they are serving others. Just imagine, till this date, they were getting served by others. But for the first time, they have gone and they have started serving. Not just for 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. Months passed by. Years passed by. And 32 years passed by. And looking at the external observances that both Indra and Virochana had done, Prajapati felt, yes, it's time. I have to call them and ask why they have come. So Prajapati Brahma asked both of them to come and meet him. They both come, and Prajapati asks, "You both came with a purpose, is what I believe. Otherwise you wouldn't have served the Brahmaloka with so much of interest and dedication. Why have you come? Is there any purpose?" By that time, 32 years of penance, 32 years of discipline, and more than that, 32 years of togetherness in the vicinity of such a great illumined being called Prajapati Brahma, they both have become temporary friends. Temporary friends. So they both come and tell, "We both have come with the same objective. and it is about the announcement you made. Brahma knew what his announcement was, but he wanted to test whether the students have listened it right or not. So he told, "What was the announcement that I did?" Then both of them tell, you made a great announcement about the nature of Atman as apapahata papma, meaning free from sin. Vijara, free from old age. Vimrutyuhu, free from death. Vishoka, free from sorrow. Vijigitsa pipasa, free from hunger and thirst. Satya sankalpa, wish fulfilling. And Satya kama, established in the truth, reality. And you mentioned whoever knows this as oneself will win over all the three worlds. So we both have come here to know the Atman. Please instruct us. Please instruct us. They didn't ask for any boon, but they're asking for an instruction. This is what we have to understand. Atmajnanam doesn't come by the touch of a guru or a sankalpa of a guru. It always comes by the teaching that the guru gives to the student. They both know it. 32 years of penance they have done. And looking at the external observances, Prajapati Brahma felt, yes, I only made the announcement so that if they are qualified, let them get the Atmajnanam, and both have come and both have done the required qualifications is what I believe. So let me give them. Let me give the instruction. And he didn't go like going around the bushes. He wanted to instruct them straight away on the topic, but in a very enigmatic way, a little confusing way. If they can get it, then that's great. Otherwise, it's their loss. It is something like the Greeks, the Romans shall defeat. Without a comma, without a full stop. The Greeks, the Romans shall defeat. You never know. You cannot decide whether the Greeks defeated Romans or the Romans defeated the Greeks. Similarly, this Prajapati Brahma told directly, Akshi Purusha is Atma, meaning the Purusha within your eyeballs is the Atma. Identify him as your own and be free. Just direct teaching. It's truth also. But these two people, so-called Brahaspatis, today so-called intellectuals, who call themselves to be intellectual but don't have anything stuff in their intellect, they both looked at each other, saw each other's eyes, eye to eye contact, and what they saw? The reflection of the other person. And they came to the conclusion, oh, we found Atman. We found the self. What is it? The reflection of the body is Atma. These are the real foolish people like we can see in the whole world, because even a person who considers himself as the body, he is an ignorant person. But here, so-called the Devadhipati and the Asuradhipati, they are coming to a conclusion that the reflection of the body as the Atman. And they came and told Prajapati, we have understood the Atma as the reflection of body. And Prajapati was feeling so sad and disappointed. For whom did I teach the Atmajnanam? These dull-headed people. What should I do? Their foolishness didn't even stop there. Both of them took one more material. Devaraja comes and tells, okay, looking at the other eyes, I am getting a reflection. What about the reflection that comes in the water? Prajapati Brahma told, that is also Brahman. That is also Atman. Virochana told, I also know one more material. What is it? There is a material called mirror. It also gives reflection. What is it about? The reflection that you get in the mirror. Is it also Atman? Prajapati told, you are also acting just same way like the Devadhipati. That is also Atman. All are Atman. But he didn't tell Atman is not just that. And they both felt, we have found Atman, we have understood Atman. So our Vidya, our knowledge is complete. So let's pack it. Let's pack it. So what did they do? They went to their Gurukula, whatever place they were staying. They started packing their dresses. So thinking of, we can go back to our Devaloka and I can teach them. I can go back to my Asura Loka, I can teach the people there. So they are packing. And Prajapati Brahma felt so bad. My instructions are not understood, fine. But it is being misunderstood. So what should I do? I should correct them. But I can't tell, you dull-headed people, you foolish, can't you understand? Because Devadhipati and Asuradhipati, if they were humiliated and mocked like that, their ego will be hurt. Once the ego is hurt, people will not have the open mindset to learn. And if they go back to their lokas, people will not respect, even if they are teaching. See the foresightedness, the farsightedness that Prajapati Brahma had. So he thought, what should I do? Next day, when they were packing and they were about to leave, Prajapati Brahma called both of them. Indra, Virochana, please come here. They both came. And when both of them came, he told, you're leaving? Yes, our education is complete, so we both are leaving. Okay, but before that, just bring a bowl of water, big bowl of water, both of you. They both were physically strong, so they brought a huge bowl of water, and they kept it in front. And Prajapati told, look at the bowl of water in front of you. They both looked at it. What do you see there? They told, the whole reflection. From the tip of the toe to the top of the head, we can see each and every bit. And this is what is Atman. And we have understood it. Prajapati Brahma told, okay, now also you are feeling the same thing. Okay, now, before going, I want to see you both in a well-decorated manner. Because from the past 32 years, you are in a Gurukula state where you should follow discipline, you should follow simplicity, you have left all your comforts. So today I want to see you with decorated dresses. So please go and decorate yourself as much as possible and come to me before going. They both went, and after 32 years of strict discipline, strict student life, they have gone and adorned themselves, groomed themselves, and got ready with all the dresses, ornaments, and whatnot. And they both came in front of Prajapati Brahma. They both were looking very nice. And Prajapati Brahma told, yes, you both are looking nice. Please go and see what you can see in the bowl of water. They both went and saw the reflection, and they came and told, well decorated reflections we can see. The Atma, which is groomed, is looking very nice, very beautiful, and more good looking. So this is what we have understood about Atman. Shall we leave? Prajapati told, as you wish. As you wish. They both took their chariots and they started moving. One person started moving towards the Asura Loka, the other person started moving towards the Deva Loka. But Prajapati was not satisfied. Prajapati was very unhappy with the misunderstanding of the teaching. What he did? He again gave a big announcement. Big announcement. And what was the announcement? Whoever thinks the Atman to be the changing and perishing entity, he will not be victorious, rather he will be defeated in all the three worlds. The same advertisement, the message, was heard by both Indra and Virochana. But the response was different. Virochana heard it and thought, oh, Indra, the dull-headed fellow, he might have not understood what Atman is. I have understood. So let him go again and learn from Brahma what the Atman is. Let me go and teach the Asuras. He directly went to the Asura Loka, and Asura Lokas, the Rakshasas, were waiting to receive Virochana, and they all came and received him and sought about the Atmajnanam. And what Atmajnanam was taught by Virochana? He told, I have understood the reflection of the body as Atman. If you make your body nice, good looking, the Atman will also be good looking. So what is the responsibility of each and everyone? You should keep your Atma alive as much as possible. You should keep your Atma, the body, more kicking, vibrant, and to protect it, you can do anything and everything. And this became the lifestyle of Asuras. What did they do? They do penance, but for what? I want to live long. They drink, they eat well, they do merrymaking and everything for what? For the protection of body. This became the philosophy or lifestyle of Asuras. They didn't understand, rather they misunderstood the Atman. Here, Indra was also going. He heard this message. And the response was different. Not like Virochana, where he thought Indra wouldn't have understood. Here, Indra thought, did I miss something? If Virochana would have understood properly, and if I have not understood it, it would be my mistake. So I should know the Atman properly. Let me sit and contemplate. What was the message by Prajapati Brahma? He told Atma with 7 qualities like Vimrutyuhu, Vishokaha, Vijaraha, Apapahatapatma, Satya Sankalpa, Satya Kama, and everything. And he told Atma as the Akshi Purusha, and we concluded with Atma as the reflection of the body. But what happens? If body is groomed, the reflection is groomed. If body is diseased, reflection is diseased. If body is old, reflection will be old. If body dies, there will be no reflection. Means there will be no Atma. And here the reflections are changing rapidly. Recently I heard an announcement by Prajapati Brahma saying, whoever thinks the Atma or self to be a changing entity or perishing entity will be a loser forever. Here somewhere I have misunderstood. What he did, he didn't even reach his Devaloka, U-turn. Took a U-turn to Prajapati Brahma. Reached the Brahmaloka again. And Prajapati Brahma looked at him and said, you were satisfied with the teaching. You thought you have understood it properly. Now you have come back. Have you forgotten something here in the Gurukula? Because many a times we go back to the same place forgetting our mobiles or forgetting our watch or something else. So Prajapati Brahma asked, did you forget something here? Then Indra told, I have not forgotten anything, but I think I have not understood it properly. What? What was the misunderstanding that you had? Then Indra told, you told Atma as the non-changing entity, the changeless entity. But I came to a conclusion that Atma is the reflection of the body and it keeps changing. And if I conclude like this, Atma is the changing entity, I will also die one day. This cannot be Atman. And I know your teaching will be proper, my understanding will be wrong. So please, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahma, please teach me what is Atman. Prajapati was finally satisfied. At least out of the 2 students, one person came back with an understanding of the misunderstanding that the person had. He told, okay, I will teach you. Stay here for some time. And what was the amount of time? Again, 32 years of penance, discipline, brahmacharya, and the Guru Seva. After 32 years, Prajapati Brahma calls him and asks, whatever conclusions you came that day, 32 years back, that is proper, correct. The body changes and the reflection changes. And Atma is a changeless entity. When body dies, the reflection goes. When the body decays, the reflection also looks decayed. So that cannot be Atman. You have understood it correctly. Today I will teach you what the Atman is. Indra told, please tell me, please instruct me. I am waiting for the instruction. And Prajapati Brahma told, all these physical afflictions affect because the reflection on the reflection, because you are that reflection, you are identifying with your body. All the physical ailments you can see in the reflection. Today I am giving you a higher teaching. And what is that? The Purusha that you see in the dream, the Swapna Purusha, is the Atman. He is not affected by any of the physical afflictions. Go and understand. He was very happy. Indra was very happy and satisfied with the teaching, and he started going towards the Devaloka. While going, he felt, yes, even if a person is hungry, in the dream he need not be hungry. If the person is a lame person, he need not be lame in the dream. A person may be very disappointed in the waking, but he may be happy in the dream. So the physical afflictions cannot affect the Swapna Purusha, and that is the reason Prajapati Brahma has instructed Swapna Purusha as Atman, and I have understood Atman. He is going. Prajapati was feeling, should I make one more announcement or will he come back? He waited for some time. While going, Indra again reflected upon the teaching, and he told, yes, the physical afflictions cannot affect the dream person, the person in the dream. But every dream is not a happy dream. We get nightmares. More often we get nightmares itself. And whatever problems we face in the waking state, the same problems we face in the dream also. The emotional trauma. If a tiger comes, we run. It starts chasing. A group of people come and start humiliating us. All the problems that we have in the waking, the same problems exist in the dream also. This cannot be Atman. This cannot be Atman. I have misunderstood. He came back and told Prajapati Brahma, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahma, I have misunderstood. Stay for some more time. And how much time? 32 more years. After 32 years, Prajapati asked, you were satisfied with the teaching, but why you came back? Then Indra tells, yes, I had understood, I had thought that I have understood Atman properly, but the physical afflictions cannot affect the Purusha in the Swapna, in the dream. But the mental afflictions continue. It will also have sorrow, because you had mentioned Atma as Vishoka. There also I may die. There also I will have all kinds of sufferings. So this cannot be Atman. Please teach me Atman. Then Brahma felt very happy and he tells, you have understood it properly. The physical afflictions cannot affect the Swapna Purusha, but the mental afflictions can affect. So today I will teach you the higher reality of Atman. Come and sit. Indra sat there and Prajapati told, the Purusha in the deep sleep, dreamless sleep, the Supta Purusha is Atman. Go. And Indra started going and he was very happy, because in deep sleep, what happens? Everyone's common experience. There is no physical pain. There is no emotional trauma. There is not even a taint of any problem. Even a patient who is in the ICU sleeps aramse. Even the closest relationship that we see in the whole world, the mother and child, mother leaves the child and sleeps happily, and she wants to sleep happily so that she will be happy. And everyone's experiences, I was very happy. No problems there. No death, nothing, no nightmares, no physical afflictions. And he thought, yes, I have understood Atman. But he reflected on it and he thought, yes, I was happy, but I didn't know I was happy at that time. It was a complete blankness. It was complete darkness. It was not knowledge. It was ignorance. Ignorance cannot be Atman, because during the first instruction it was told, you need to know Atman. How can I know in the state of ignorance? So this cannot be Atman. So he approached Brahma again and he told, I have misunderstood Atman. Please can you teach me? This time, looking at the intellectual reasoning that Indra had, Prajapati Brahma told, stay for some more time, and it was just 5 years. So 32, 96 plus 5, 101 years of brahmacharya, tapasya, celibacy, strict discipline he has undergone. Now, the 101st year, Brahma is giving the actual teaching of the Atman as Avasthatraya Sakshi. What you have understood is correct. The Jagrat is Atman, but Atman is not Jagrat Purusha. Swapna Purusha is Atman, but Atman is not just Swapna Purusha. Sushupti Purusha is also Atman, but Atman is not just Sushupti Purusha, Supta Purusha. Who is Atman then? Atman is the Avasthatraya Sakshi, who is the witness and a kind of inherent essence of all the three states of experience. And it goes a very detailed and technical aspect of how Atman should be recognized as the Avasthatraya Sakshi, the witness of the three states. And then he concludes the teaching. If you know this, if you know truly the Atman as you are, then you will be not just be victorious, you will be Apahata Patma, you will be Vishoka, you will be Vimrityu, you will be Vijara, you will be Vijigitsa Pipasa, you will be Satyakama, and you will be Satya Sankalpa, and you will be victorious across all the three worlds. And he understood the teaching. He claimed himself to be the true Atman, went back to Devaloka and taught all Devas about the Atma Jnanam. And for the same reason, in future, there was not even a single defeat for the Devatas against Asuras. They became victorious. And this completes the story, which comes in the Chandogya Upanishad final chapter, the chapter number 8, where Prajapati Brahma instructs Indra and Virochana about the nature of Atman. This is about the story. But what can we learn from this story? That is more important, because here it is not just a storytelling session. we need to understand what key learnings from the story. Follow what you have already known. All the three beings who knew what Atma, had got the instruction of the, few only followed and many didn't follow. Many didn't follow. So that is the reason, whatever you know, start following it. And if you follow it, you will become eligible, you will become qualified to get the higher teaching. Then, sometimes basic awareness is also required. When people were happy by themselves and with whatever the materialistic things that they had, Prajapati Brahma didn't sit quiet. He was interested in the well-being of the whole world, so he gave a general announcement about the true nature of Atman. That is the reason I always tell. Many people ask, how to make my child understand about Atman? Don't teach all of those big fundamental, big funda things, but speak to them about dharma, the good way of living, morals, ethics. And once they grow, you don't make them forced or compelled to sit in a discourse, but make them aware by giving the gist of it. And if they are interested, they can come and they can choose this Atmajnana. It is not by force, it is by choice that one should come to Atmajnanam. And that's what the Asuras and Devas did, which humans didn't even go. Third, but the complete Vidya will be given only when asked. Though the nature of Atma was told, though the benefits of Atmajnana was told, it was not told how to recognize that Atma. When Indra and Virochana approached and sought that knowledge, Prajapati Brahma gave that knowledge. So this is the tradition where Brahma Jnanam is always given only when it is asked. And knower of Atma is free from all kinds of problems. That doesn't mean you will not have physical issues or the emotional issues, but all the problems become VIP, very insignificant problem. Very insignificant problem, because you will be like a blazing sun and all those problems will be like a tiny stars. In the morning, if you see stars, can you see it? No, that doesn't mean the problem. Stars are not there, but because of the overpowering of the sunlight, you cannot see the stars. In the similar way, the overpowering of the Atmajnanam will make it so beautiful your life that you will never even feel the pain of any problems. You would have disidentified with the body-mind complex, so you don't find it as your problem. That is the important thing. And we all came to know that everyone wants to be happy, whether it is Asuras or the Devas. Everyone wants to be happy at the end of the day, and we too. And the way out is only to go inward. To go inward through the Vedantic study, the self-inquiry should be done to know who we truly are. And approaching the Guru properly, both of them knew, they approached, they did tapasya, staying in the Gurukula system. Today we all come here, we just listen to the talk and we see and we say that I am qualified and I have already heard the Atmajnana, but I know Atmajnanam. If we go like this, no, we need to know how to approach a Guru and how to do Shravanam. That's an art by itself. That's an art by itself. It is not just listening to a talk. You should have a burning desire, and when you are here, you should be here. When you are hearing, you should be here. And just tapasya cannot bring qualification. Just a physical torturing of the body cannot give you qualification. Virochana also did 32 years of tapas. But what was the end? A tragic end. He understood himself as the reflection of the body. So physical torturing is not just the tapas. You should train your mind. You should train your intellect to reason it out. Logically think whether this applies to whatever the statement, the Shastras or scriptures say. So intellectual capacity is very important. Atma, whether you understand or not, please don't misunderstand. Otherwise, we also will become the Asuras, where we will be pampering our body. We will be doing all kinds of nonsense and we say, I am free from all punya and papa because I am apahapahata. If you do that, you will be a hypocrite and you will be doomed in your life instead of blooming. So, understand the nature of Atma as truly you are, and right understanding is what is required. That is why after Shravanam, you should go through the Mananam. the introspection, the contemplation of knowing exactly the doubtless knowledge about yourself. And not just that, many a times, blind leading the blind. This happens in the society. They don't understand the reality, they don't value the spirituality, and they will be materialistic, and they say, come, this is what is life. This is what is life. Even by making some debts, eat ghee. This is what the Charvakas did, and today's materialistic people are following it. And they say, this is the way of life. This is the norm. And we fall into that trap. We become a prey, and we also become one among the blind person following the blind person. Today people say, this is Kali Yuga. All this knowledge cannot be possible. Do some Nama Japa, that is fine. Do some Kundalini Kriya, that is fine. Do some Bhakti. All of them are good. But none of them can give you Atmajnanam. All of them will give you the qualifications for Brahmajnanam or Atmajnanam, but never the final liberation or the self-knowledge. Do all those things. All of those things have its own value in spirituality. But the real spirituality starts when you graduate from here to the jnana yoga of knowing who truly you are. And teaching pedagogy given by Prajapati Brahma is awesome. None of us would have even imagined such a kind of teaching, because initially it was an awareness program which he did for everyone. Simple statement. Then it was followed by an answer. When both of them came and told, he replied it to the question, answering. Then when they didn't understand it properly, he made them go through an experiment of looking themselves in the bowl of water. And when they even didn't listen that, he warned, he gave a caution note. He cautioned both of them, saying, if you don't understand properly, you will be doomed. And later, acknowledge when Indra came back. Yes, your intellect is working in the right direction. You have understood it. What you have understood? You have understood that you have misunderstood. And finally, teaching the right nature of Atman as the true self. So this is the methodology that we see, and it is very beautiful even to teach the high-end students without hurting anyone's ego. And arrogance of Virochana we saw, and humility of Indra also we saw. One thought, I know everything. The other thought, if I don't know, I cannot go and I cannot teach others the same thing. So both of the two faces of the coin we saw. And last, what is education? Many educational institutions put in their logo, Ya Vidya Sa Vimuktaye. Ya Vidya Sa Vimuktaye. Meaning, knowledge is that which liberates. Otherwise, all knowledge, whatever we study, it's a bonding. We'll be ignorant, scholarly ignorant. That's the only thing. So, know the reality of yourself and be free in this very life. So, this is a beautiful story we have understood, and lot of learnings. Let us bring these learnings into our life. Let us become qualified, approach a guru, and know the real teaching of our own self, and become Vishoga, Vijara, Vimrutyuhu, Apapahata Satya Sankalpaha, and Satyakama. With that, let us conclude with a Shanti mantra. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.